Okay, good. Do you see my screen? Just want to make sure you're seeing my. Oh, okay. All right. Just wanted to make sure. Okay. Yeah. Welcome everyone. Let's have a quick session about my strategy. My name is Nelson. I trade supply and demand. That's my strategy. Pretty much is basically order blocks combined with a little bit of price action. But the most important part of supply and demand is how to align the time frames, how to sync the time frames, which is the most important part for us to take a decision, either if we want to go short or we want to go long. So, for instance, the signals I've been sharing, they all are based on one specific type of trade that we know using supply and demand, which is called momentum type of trade, which, long story short, means trend trading, right? So basically, I'm a trend trader using order blocks, looking for price action confirmation, such as uh, trend lines break, also order blocks being removed. So if I see like a potential setup like this one going up, and I see price action telling me that sellers are being removed or are taken out from the market, so I get a position for a long. So that's basically supply and demand. It's very simple. It's a very simple strategy. You don't need to know that much, but yeah, it takes time to basically master it. So, for instance, one of the signals I shared this week is this one, dollar Mexican peso. I love this pair. I love this pair. But how I knew that this was gonna rally? See, on the monthly, and that's how I use the time frame analysis. When we trade supply and demand, we use we align three time frames. For instance, if you are like a positional trader, you're gonna use monthly, you're gonna use weekly, and you're gonna execute your order on the daily. All right. If you are like a swing trader that you like to let your trades run for almost maybe 2 or 3 weeks, so you can use weekly, daily, and you execute your order on H4. And like I do, I'm an intraday trader, so I use daily, H4, and the 1 hour time frame. So basically what I do is I try to align, I try to sync any of these time frame combinations. So it's very important as a supply and demand trader know that the time frame combinations I want to use depending on how I am. If I'm not that patient, so I'd rather use this one. But there are people, there are patient people, and then they trade these combinations above. So I try to use this two, weekly and daily. So that's what I did on this one. So if, for instance, you see, monthly is on a bullish order block, on a monthly demand zone. There is a monthly trend line. We have two monthly trend lines going up that are still intact. So I don't see any evidence of sellers stepping in. In fact, we are seeing this potential movement. So when I go to the daily, I'm sorry, to the weekly, at the moment, I don't see anything at the moment saying that the price is going up. I mean that the price turns bullish, unless I see this higher high here being taken out, or a new higher high being made. In that case, if I see that behavior on the weekly time frame, then I know that the weekly time frame is bullish. So I need to align weekly. I need to see the daily bullish as well, so I can execute my order on my H4, or the last time frame combination. So that's what I do. That's like the first part of the trading plan, like having a direction, a clear direction on where I need to trade, if I need to go long, or if I need to go short by doing this. So if I have weekly and daily bullish. So I can go to H4, I can go to H1, I can go to the 15-minute time frame, and I can look for a confluence to place a buy order. So I don't see the weekly is not bullish yet until this higher high gets removed. But on the daily, I see evidence, and this is what I call evidence, because I see that I see buyers are stepping in, and this is where I use simple price action. For instance, I'm gonna connect this trend line here. This trend line here. Okay, I got a trend line that was removed. I have more than one open high completely candle outside the trend line. So that's telling me that buyers are stepping in on this monthly demand zone. So I have monthly on a day on the monthly is on a monthly demand zone. The daily is already bullish, because one more thing we need to consider is that levels being taken out. This was the last supply zone. Sorry. This was my last supply zone on the daily. If that supply zone was removed, so that means that there are not sellers on that specific price. So price is pushing. Market makers are pushing the price higher. So since I know that the price is bullish basically on my monthly time frame, the weekly is about to turn bullish, and the daily is completely bullish, I know that I can go on lower time frame and look for buy opportunities. Where is my buy opportunity? My buy opportunity was here, and I almost got it stopped out from this analysis. See what happened on the 1 hour time frame. Is the exact same behavior, the exact same pattern. I have a supply zone here that was taken out. Actually, we have two. So on the 1 hour time frame, the price is completely bullish as well. And the price, see the departure, see this is strong rally, this is strong movement to the upside. That tells me that here we have many buyers. I'm not sure, because people most of the time confuses the strategy with other strategy called ICT. I don't know about ICT, but people say that this is very similar. But my strategy, supply and demand, is in my opinion is the easiest one. So we also study order blocks. We also need to study them, and what we do with order blocks, I choose trade fresh levels. We call fresh levels those levels that are hit the first time. So this is the first touch I wanted to trade. So for instance, if price reverses to the same zone, I just wouldn't take them anymore, because that's not longer fresh. The price has been tested twice already, and those levels are weak. The more the level is touched, the weaker it becomes. So if you see the signals I've been sharing, most of them, I think pretty much all of them, are just fresh levels, because that gives me more probabilities. That gives me a better entry. So this one, I almost got it stopped out from this entry. I'm not sure why the broker just didn't close it, but yeah. So as you see, the price started rallying again, and let's hope that the price made a new higher high, so I can continue looking for buy opportunities. But it all started from the time frame combination. Let me share another one so you can see what I do. Another one I shared last week was GBP NCD, which I missed this opportunity. The price didn't reach my entry. Where is GBP NCD? Here it is. Okay. See what happened here. Okay. This is my monthly time frame. See what happened on the monthly. We have a strong departure to the upside. This is a strong level, strong monthly demand zone. Um, oh, hello, you guys there? I see an invite here, so I'm not sure if I should join. Well, I'm guess you are. I'm guess you. I guess you guys are there, right? I'm checking Discord. Okay, okay. So, see, this is another one I shared last week. GBP and CD, which I apologize. I know I shared many signals last week that went in the direction I expected, but didn't reach our entries. But let me explain to you why. Because I always try to stick to the rules as much as I can. But see what happened on the month. See what happened on the monthly. We have a strong departure. So since I have this monthly demand zone here, I know that I have to look for buy opportunities. Buy opportunities. And see, basically we have a bullish structure on the monthly, new higher highs being made. So when I go to the weekly, here I need to see evidence. All right, evidence. What I call evidence is opposing zones being removed. This was my very last supply zone. Okay, this is the one, the very last supply zone, which was taken out already by this week. All right, so I know that now I have a monthly demand zone. I know I have to buy. I now have a weekly supply zone that was removed. Why it was removed? Because it was touching the monthly demand zone. All right, so there are more buyers there. Now I need to go to the daily time frame and see what's going on. See how I can find or how I can spot a potential buying opportunity. See, on the daily we have the exact same behavior. I have a supply zone being removed here, and I have a supply zone being removed there. Not only the supply zones being taken out, but also a daily trend line. So that's evidence. That's how I combine supply, demand, and simple price action that we all know. All right. So now I know what I want to do. I know what I have to do. I have to buy. All right. So I need to basically find the exact same patterns in the lower time frame. Once we find them, we go along. So basically, but let me use the replay bar. So we know price is bullish, right? We know price is bullish and we have to buy. So this is my demand zone, which is fresh. All right, the demand zone is fresh because this is the first touch. Now I will go to the 1 hour time frame and see price started creating like a trend downtrend on the 1 hour time frame. I guess it was there. So I need to look for evidence on the lower time frame. What's my evidence? The trend line being taken out or an opposing zone being taken out. So here, see what happened. See what's going on here. This is my last supply zone on the 1 hour time frame. Was taken out. Was taken out. This is telling me something. This is telling me, hey, be careful with this one. We might be buying pretty soon. So I always mark the origin of the move. The origin of the move, I mean, this is the level that removes this one. And this is the level responsible of removing the trend line and removing my opposing zone. See? So this is what sometimes it might happen that price just doesn't retrace to the level. And I hate when that happens, but that's something I cannot control. I have to stick to my plan. I have to stick to my rules. And my rule says that I have to place my buy limit here at the origin of the move. So basically, and we also, one moment, not sure what's going on here. So where were we here? Okay. So see, now we have the evidence, and now we know that we have to buy. We also had another one, another zone here. This one. This is what we call CP, continuation pattern. This is not the strongest order block we find on supply and demand technique, but it's also a good one. We try to look for this type of order blocks, which what we call them valleys. All right, valley. We have a drop base rally. This is just like a rally base rally. This is what we call CP, continuation pattern. I try to place my entries just at valleys or just at peaks for supply zones. This is a peak. See, rally base drop. It has that structure. So now we just need to wait for the retracement, which was here, I guess. Which was here. Oh, let me see. Oh no, there it is. Boom. Our order was filled, and then you see what happened next. Price started rallying. See. So basically, what we need to find is just the alignment of all time frames. All right. Try to look for those time frame combinations. For instance, you might see opportunities where price, for instance, on the monthly is bullish, on the weekly is bearish, on the daily it's just a range, on the 4 hour you don't know what's going on. So those type of pairs, I just don't pay attention to them. I don't care about them. I just look for the ones that are what I call in Spanish. I'm not sure if it's right in English, but I call them, they are in alignment, because all time frames are going in the same direction. So that's what that's what I'm always looking for. And I need to look for evidence. Seeing this one, I looked for evidence on the lower time frame. I know that my higher time frame is going up. Now let's just look for evidence on the lower time frame, and let's go for a buy. USD Mexican, it's my favorite pair. In this one, I didn't look for evidence. I just send the signal, place a buy. But here we have an evidence. See, for instance, I'm gonna use the replies again. Price went deeper into the zone, and I honestly started worrying about it. I had a panic attack yesterday because my position was almost in red on the MetaTrader. But see, we have here my last supply zone. If I would have waited for an evidence, I would have a better entry, much better entry. So this is my supply zone there. All right, on the 1 hour time frame, I need to see evidence. Where is my evidence? See, we have a trend line here on the 1 hour time frame. Just wait for that trend line being taken out. There it is. All right, and this is a new zone being created. See what happened. This level, this dimension, see what's doing. This dimension is responsible of removing this one and also removing my trend line. So if I place a buy there, we would have a much better entry, safer entry with basically zero drawdown. Boom. See? So that's what we do. So well, that's what I do, and that's how I've been trading the last 4 years, looking for the same patterns over and over and over and over again, and using basically supply and demand zones, no indicators, no, just the price. All right. So that's what we do with supply and demand zones. First, look for alignment in your time frame combinations. All right. If you don't see like anything clear on your time frame combinations, just skip the pair. Look for another one. After that, once you have found a potential combination, like you see, we have like a bullish structure there. We have like a bearish structure here. Of course, using order blocks. So after that, you go to the lower time frames and look for the exact same patterns until you find them. And after that, you place your pending order. Most of the time, I use pending orders. I think I use pending orders maybe 95% of all my trades. If you see the signals, they all are buy limit, sell limit, buy limit, sell limit, and also taking just the origin of the move. All right, just taking the origin of the move. I don't like taking CPs. Sometimes they work. Sometimes they just look for the origin of the zones. But that's why I always send like the very last level created. So that's basically my trading plan. Of course, you need to learn a little bit more about supply and demand, because we need to identify very good zones. There are zones that are not valid. There are zones that are valid. You might see zones like reversal zones, which I don't trade them. I don't like them. I just take those zones that are in the same direction of all time frames. As I said, I'm short term. I'm sorry, long history short. I don't remember how you guys say that, but sorry about my English. But what I do is that I just take those zones that are going in the same direction of my time frame combinations, and also taking only fresh levels. Let's say price reverse here to the same zone. I just wouldn't take it. Last week I also shared this one, Aussie USD. I guess yeah, this was the signal I sent last on Sunday. On Sunday I shared this one. Let's see. The price was completely bullish. If you see the monthly, see all the supply zones were taken out. This supply zone was taken out. This supply zone is taken out. This downtrend on the monthly is taken out. So that's telling me that the price is bullish. So I need to look for a buy. On the weekly, I see it more clearly. Since this downtrend was taken out, since this downtrend didn't hold, that means that I need to go for a buy. And you can see on the weekly time frame that supply zones are being taken out, but demand zones are being respected. At the moment, we don't have not even one demand zone being taken out. So I know that on the monthly, on the weekly, I'm bullish. Let's see daily. The daily looks pretty interesting. We have this strong departure. All right, this is strong departure. It's a daily fresh zone. I have a daily, weekly trend line still intact. So I have my direction there, which is very clear. I have my direction there. So on Friday, I had a confirmation on the lower time frame. Sometimes if you want to write this down and try to backtest, you can do it. This is what we call on supply and demand technique confirmation. We look for two type of confirmations. The first confirmation we can find is a trend line plus zones, opposing zones being taken out. If I have a trend line and an opposing zone being taken out, then I just identify the level responsible of doing that, like we did on Mexican peso, dollar Mexican peso. But we also can use two opposing zones. Whatever happened first. Two opposing zones. I guess that's there. Okay. Now, see what happened here. See, this is strong movement. This is a demand zone. A lot of buyers or institutional buyers bought from this level. But see what this level achieved. This level, first, remove this one. This level, the supply zone, and it also removed this other supply zone there. You might think, but the trend line is still intact. Yes, it's still intact, but we already have two supply zones being removed. So that's a good enough confirmation for us to go long. And see what happened. On Sunday, the price opened with a gap. Just fill the orders and boom. Unfortunately, this one, this pair just didn't continue its movement to the upside. then price reverses, and that's why if you see on rules on the trade management rules we pin on my channel, I recommend to take re-entries only once. So for instance, price reverses to the zone. This is not the best setup anymore because price reverses, but in that case I can still take it, and see, we still took it and price went up once again. But this is not like the best trade anymore, and price reverses. In that case, at that point, I'm not taking it anymore, because that's a fresh level, and and that's a tested level. And what we understand by tested levels is that, for instance, they are buying here, they have more orders to fill, and if price keeps touching the zone, there are simply no more buy orders there. They will look for cheaper prices down there. So that's what happened here. But now we are see, the level was taken out. But now we are looking for confirmation again because the price is still bullish. The price is still bullish on my higher time frame combination. Now see what I'm looking here. We already have a trend line being taken out. There, we have a trend line being taken out, but I'm waiting for this supply zone being taken out as well. We will be applying, in this case, this confirmation. Trend line plus opposing zone. My trend line was taken out. The opposing zone is still there. And the price is just there doing its thing. Until I see that, that for instance price price removes this zone and removes the trend line. So I will just identify the potential, or I will identify the responsible zone of doing that, and I will place my buy entry there. Let me share another signal I share with you guys. This was another one. It's the exact same thing. I hope you took it. Price is doing the same stuff. Check the monthly. Monthly, there is a trend line being removed, and see this strong monthly supply zone being taken out. All right, so that's telling me we should be looking for a buy. I go to the weekly. All right, I go to the weekly, and there is a weekly trend line there, still intact. Now I go to the daily. See the daily. What the daily time frame is doing. I have a new strong movement to the upside. This is a demand zone. There is nothing to the left, because since this monthly trend line got removed, that tells me that all these zones are invalid until price reaches the extreme of the curve. I know you guys know this concept as maybe premium and discount prices. I call it curve, like my curve. So basically we are here down in the curve. That means cheap. All right, prices that are very cheap. So I should be looking for buy orders. And since this trend line got removed, that invalidates all levels here. Of course, we can get some shorts on lower time frames, but in the long term, price is bullish. So now I go to the daily again. Let me show you what I was seeing by that time, and I know that this is a level. This was a fresh level. I know that I have to look for a buy because I know what's going on the higher time frame. Now let's do the 1 hour time frame, and let's look for a confirmation in there. So there was a trend line. Where was it? Here, okay. There is a trend line there. It was the exact same pattern. It's the exact same thing. This one worked. The other one didn't work as expected. Still gave some small profit, but not as expected. But still, it's the same pattern. Just looking for the same pattern. The trend line is there. The 1 hour trend line is there, but I have two levels removed already. This one, the supply zone, CP, and I got another supply zone being removed there. or what level was responsible of giving me that confirmation, which is the second confirmation, guys. Remember, the first one is trend line plus opposing zone. The other one is two opposing zones being removed, whatever happens first. In this case, what happened first were the two zones being taken out. Now, this is my zone, all right? 15 pips stop loss, 61 pips profit. Price on Sunday opened with a gap. Let's see. They just went there to fill their orders, and they are going up. See? And that's what happened. I don't know if you guys have any questions so far. If you understood basically the way I trade. I'm checking the chat right now, seeing if there is any question. Good. Okay, so that's basically what I do. On top of that, the way we define our take profit, we just go from zone to zone. Since the 1 hour time frame is my entry time frame, I need to identify the opposing zone, or the closest opposing zone on the 1 hour time frame, and that's where my take profit is. For instance, when I place a buy, the first opposing zone was this one. These levels here were taken out, so I just don't care about them anymore because they were removed. But the last opposing zone was here. All right, so that's where the price went. Now, let me share the last setup I'm looking at. This is another type of trade of the supply and demand technique. We have basically three type of trades using supply and demand strategy. The first one is momentum, which is basically trend trading. All right, trend trading. The second one is location trades. That's basically reversals. I don't like them. I don't trade them. I just don't trade them. And I will share a possible location zone. And then the other one is realignment zones. Okay, realignment. For instance, realignment means that, for instance, we have monthly bullish, we have weekly bullish, but we have daily bearish. So we wait for this daily time frame turn bullish again, and then we keep going, we keep buying. So this is a realignment zone. So this is another powerful type of trade. It doesn't happen quite often, but when they do, they are very powerful. So let's check the monthly. On monthly, see what happened. This is completely bullish. This is completely bullish. Why? This level got removed on the monthly, and this high was also removed. And the strategy tells me that when I have two levels being taken out, that means trend. So we have a bullish trend on the monthly. On the weekly, we have a weekly trend line going up, still intact, and I have this fresh level on the weekly. But on the daily is bullish. See, daily is bullish. Why is bullish? Because the demand zones on the daily were removed. This is a demand zone being taken out. This is another demand zone being taken out. But see, this is a level where the price might realign to the upside. So this is a zone where the daily level can turn bullish. When do I know price will turn bullish? When this last supply zone is taken out, along with the trend line. So that's not the case at the moment, but we need to check, and we need to see we need to look for buy opportunities, because see what this level did. This level removed opposing zones. Not only opposing zones, but this trend line, which is the most important part. So this is a very important demand zone. Now, what do I have to do? based on the technique, I can go ahead and place a buy right now, which is not a financial advice. I'm not doing that right now because I will wait for my confirmation, which is what we are learning. I have a downtrend. I need to look for evidence of buying power. We don't have that at the moment, but I can start seeing, for instance, we have a CP here and we have this trend line, and I also have another supply zone there on the 4-hour time frame. So I will just mark them, and I'm gonna wait until this trend line is taken out. All right, this trend line is broken, and this supply zone as well is taken out. There I will have my confirmation. On the 1-hour time frame is basically the same stuff. My last supply zone is there, and the other one is up there. So it's basically the same thing. So let's use the 4-hour time frame so we have a better view of the chart. So this is what I'm waiting now. This is what I'm waiting. I know the price is bullish on the weekly, on the monthly, but the daily zone is the daily is bearish. But price can realign again and turn bullish from this level of demand zone on the daily. We can go long, but we need to wait for our confirmation. We need to wait for the institutional buyers stepping in. How do we know that? When will we know that? When the supply zones are removed. So basically, I'm expecting a movement like this. Once this level is taken out, good. That's like the first part of the confirmation. Then let's see like a retracement and probably a supply. And this trend line being taken out. Once I have that, once I see it, I have I have a supply zone being removed and I have a trend line being removed. Then I just need to look for the order block responsible of doing that, the origin of the move, place my buy, and we will go up to this zone, up to this level, which is the opposing zone, the closest opposing zone. This will be my TP1 and this will be my TP2. That's basically what I'm waiting. If that doesn't happen, so just don't take them. Just don't trade them, because we need to see that pattern. This one, for instance, is the same stuff. I was about to share that that signal yesterday, but see, price, it did remove the trend line, but it didn't remove the zone there. So I just don't take it. Now let me update the chart, and the level was already removed down here. So this is, I just don't care about this chart anymore, about this pair. And we'll look for another opportunity. And now let me share the last type of trade, which is location trades. If you see the monthly time frame, see what's happening on the monthly time frame. I see a lot of Instagram traders trying to go short on this one. I wouldn't do it unless I see evidence of sellers, but at the moment I don't see anything of it. We have a supply zone there, which is not fresh. We have a supply zone from this level. Price retraces to the zone, and then it dropped. But now price is again at the zone, it dropped, and now it's there again. So this is a tested zone. The more the level is touched, the weaker it becomes. So that's what we have on the daily. All right, that's what we have on the daily. Now see what's happening on the weekly time frame. We have supply zones here taken out. We have another supply zone there taken out. We have another supply zone here taken out. Supply zones are being removed. That's telling me that there is no enough sellers, and supplies and demand zones, are respected. We have a demand zone there. We have another demand zone here. there is a very weird demand zone here. Price went up and then it retraces here and then went up again. So demand zones are being respected and supply zones are being removed. And I have a weekly trend line there that is intact. So I have a direction. Price is bullish on the weekly. But this is a location zone because the monthly chart, the weekly chart looks pretty good for a sell, right? Because we have a strong departure. This order block is very strong and looks pretty nice. That's a location zone, which means a reversal, and that's the type of trade you won't ever see from me. Because throughout all these years, I've learned doing back testing on my account that momentum trades are the best ones that my strategy can offer me. So those are the ones I'm gonna take, and those are the ones I've taken since maybe 2 years. Yeah, from 2 years to now. So I have now the daily. See what the daily is doing. This is the same thing. This is the same thing. Supply zones being taken out, supply zones being taken out, supply zones being taken out. And I have a daily trend line forming there that is still intact. So if you ask me about taking a short there, I wouldn't do it. Actually, I'm expecting this this week here, this high being removed, and I can take a buy from here. Applying the exact same concept, okay? The exact same concept. Since I know price is bullish on higher time frames like weekly and daily, I need to see for confirmation. I need to see for evidence. Where's my evidence? Here. Why? Trend line being taken out. Supply zone being taken out. Yeah. Trend line and supply zone. What's the level responsible of doing that? Here. So I don't see at the moment, to me this is not a manipulation. That doesn't look like a manipulation. It's just that the buyers are in control. Why should I look for a sell? You see what I mean? Buyers are in control. Demand is in control. The price is telling me that sellers are not holding the price. They are not able to to push the price lower. So why should I look for a sell opportunity? I've seen people saying that this is a bullish. I'm sorry, that we should look for a sell, but we shouldn't be trading tested levels because they become weaker. They become weak. So once price reverses, I can take a buy from there. And that's the last signal I've shared with you guys. And yeah, see this pattern. See what's happening on the monthly on GJ, and see what happened on the monthly in pretty much all Aussie pairs last year. Price was bearish from here. We have a supply zone there, and most likely many traders by that moment were looking for shorts, but the trend line got removed. The trend line got broken. Since the trend line got broken, that tells me that I shouldn't be looking for a sell opportunity there. All right, and if you see the weekly was doing the same stuff. This level was removed. This other level was removed, and price ended up removing the level. Aussie Gen did the exact same thing. Monthly zone, but the zone was taken out. The trend line was removed. But if you see the weekly was telling me that the price was no longer valid for a short opportunity. This level was taken out. This other level was taken out. So why would I look for a sell here? So it's the exact same thing we're seeing on GJ. So patterns and history repeats over and over, and it's just about learning the patterns. So that's what we're seeing, the exact same pattern there. And I don't want to miss that rally. I don't want to miss that movement to the upside. So yeah, that's basically that was the session, guys. I know it's a lot, and but I wanted to share a little bit about my strategy and how I trade, how I see the markets, and why I recommend to use trend trading, order blocks, and just looking for confirmation using price action. It's very simple, it's very powerful, and it pays pretty good. Hope you guys enjoy it and hope you guys like it. Do you have any questions so far? How many people are we here? I can see that. Oh, there is. We are around 10. Okay. So well, that's basically it, guys. That was great. Thank you guys for joining, and let's see if we can get another one maybe next week. All right. So don't trade tomorrow. Tomorrow is and non-farm payroll. I don't take Fridays. I don't trade Fridays, and I don't trade the first Friday of the month because there is too much volatility, and we just don't want to risk that we had a very good trading week. So I think we shouldn't be trading tomorrow. But yeah, that's it. Okay, thank you very much, guys. Have a good day. Bye bye. Oh, go ahead. Institute Trader, I have a question. Oh, sure. Yep.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, you can.
I'm trying to see how I can unmute myself. Yeah, sorry, I missed the whole session. I just wanted to ask, does supply and demand still use that the concept of the drop-based rally?
Yes. Drop base rally, rally base drops. Those patterns we call them CPs or peaks or valleys, depending on
Right.
on its formation. Yeah, we do use those concepts.
Okay. And what about the definition of the curve? Because I remember when I studied supply and demand back in the days, they divide um, the the range, right?
Hmm.
The let's say if it's the daily range, they divide it into four, right? And then they can buy in the lower range, and they can buy and sell in uh,
The higher,
the yeah,
the premium part. Yeah, let me
yeah,
share. Yeah, that's a good question. There are different type of yeah, there are different types of marking your curve or your premium discount range.
yeah,
You can use the first one is you have to identify on your monthly, weekly, or daily time frame depending on what you trade. If you're like an intraday trader, well, you should use the daily curve. So you can use your rally base drop formation on the daily. You identify a rally base drop formation, and you identify your drop base rally formation. So this is a peak, this is a valley, and that's where you mark your premium and discount. For instance, on the Bitcoin chart in the 1 hour time frame, using the 1 hour time frame, this is your highest level of the curve. This is your premium zone here, okay, and this is your let me zoom in. Okay, we have here a pattern: drop, base, rally. So here is my um, discount price, and here I have my premium price. This is my curve on the 1 hour time frame. That's the first way of marking your premium and discount prices. The way the second way of doing it, it's like I do. I mark from zone to zone. For instance, if I go to the monthly. Oh no, this doesn't look good. For instance, let me look for another chart. NCDJPY. So for instance here, the way I mark my curve is like this. I identify my very last demand zone against the last supply zone. Hello?
right, yeah,
So that's another way of doing it. By doing most of the time we always have the same type of curve, but there are cases where the curve still looks quite different because you might have someone using the CP instead of the peak or instead of the valley. I'd rather use the second one. I think I have like a better approach of the market. I'm like very close of what the market is doing by doing that. So that's
Yeah.
basically how I do it.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. That makes sense. I think it's more of a better approach than the one I was taught back in the day,
Yeah.
because it was so it didn't have structure to it, because all we did was divide uh, the range between supply and demand,
Mm-hmm.
and then we divide it into four, and we can only sell at the upper range, and then right after the upper range, you can buy and sell,
Mm-hmm.
and then you can buy and sell in the lower one, and then the lower range, which is probably where you've got the box there, the
Yeah.
lower one,
Yes.
that's the only place you can buy.
Actually, the curve is not that important. To be honest with you, I just don't look at it. The simple to me the I try to keep it as simple as possible. So what I look, and which is the most important part, I explained at the beginning of the session that I trade momentum type of trade. When you trade momentum, which is one of the setups that supply and demand technique can offer you, and that's the best one, which has very better hit ratio. When you trade momentum, you simply don't care about curve, so it makes it more easy. It makes it easier for me because I just look for who is in control. And how do I know who's in control? For instance, if supply zones are being taken out but demand zones are being respected, so I know demand is in control. I should be looking for a buy. And if I have the exact same patterns in all time frame combinations, that's all I need. And then I look for a buy or I look for a sell when I have a confirmation. So when you trade momentum, you don't look for curves. But if you trade location trades, which is the second type of setup that the technique can offer you, you should be applying the curve. And because you need more confluences, you need more. I mean, your checklist is bigger because you need more things to be achieved in order to take a sell or in order to take a buy, because you're not going with the direction of the market. You're trying to take a reversal, so you need to be sure about it. And then there is realignment and realignment type of trades, which is like the setup I share on gold. You do use your curve because the price is about to realign. The time frame is about to realign. And if you see, this is my, for instance, this is my curve. My curve on the daily will go like this. I have, this is the premium, I'm sorry, the discount zone, and I have my last supply zone there. So I will use my curve, and I'm sure this is the curve on the daily. So on the realignment type of setup, you have to use a curve, but on the momentum type of trades, you don't need them. You don't need it. So that's why you don't see me like taking into consideration the curve, because I just don't need it.
Oh,
Yeah,
cool. All right, thank you.
you're
I
welcome.
just wanted to refresh my mind on
Yeah,
things.
it's very
I still
simple.
I still use them, but I just don't use them the way they taught me
Yeah,
back in the day.
yeah. There are some variations. I've seen ICT traders also applying like the same concept. They call it premium discount, and I think
Yeah,
that became more common into the forex industry. Call it like premium discount. But yeah, as supply and demand traders, we also use it.
right. Cool, cool.
Yeah,
Nice one. Thank you.
you're welcome. Have a good day, guys, and let's avoid trading tomorrow. Trust me. Bye bye.
Bye.